Cape Crusaders, and welcome to another edition of Batman, the Animated Series podcast. I am Kade Calvin, filling in for Alex Robson, who's away on holiday, as you guys say. But I'm here with the other half of the Brothers Robson. I'm here with Will Robson, the comic book artist, the comic book creator, the man, the myth, the legend. Will, how's it going, bud?
Oh, yeah. I heard you got some wrestling history, brother.
Oh, I'm scared now. You got me for about 3 minutes.
3 minutes of playtime.
Hey, bud, how's it going?
Good. Is that one of the greatest wrestling, what would you call that, cameos of all time? I think so.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, besides, who else can I think of off the top of my head? Big Show in Jingle All the Way is a giant Santa Claus that chucks Arnold Schwarzenegger across the room.
And the water boy, Captain Insano. That might be number one if we combine them. If we combine them, Captain Insano shows no mercy, and they just laugh at him live on the air for like 30 seconds.
I also do love Rowdy Roddy Piper in Always Sunny in Philadelphia as the wrestling character. He's brilliant in that.
Sometimes loud noises make the squirrels go in my head, and I don't fight in the ring anymore, but I still fight with the demons in the maniac's head.
Yeah, I've still never seen that episode. I've never seen that episode. I worked for Roddy Piper. I worked for Roddy Piper for like 6 months in Portland wrestling on.
Wow.
Never seen that episode. And also, he is terrifying in real life. I mean, he's no longer with us, rest in peace. But if he, probably still terrifying even to this day. But yeah, he's a very, very intimidating guy.
We're not here to talk about wrestling. We're here to talk about Batman, the Animated Series.
That's right. And since we're not reviewing an episode this week because Alex Robson is away, we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite character designs. Before we get into all that, I do have to ask you, how is the art life going, Will Robson?
It's going good. I'm still working on my secret Marvel cover that I can't tell you guys about yet, but I'm really excited about it. I've been putting together lots of stuff for my Kickstarter. I'm just slowly putting the trade paperback together, even though it's not funded yet. I'm still putting it together just in case it gets funded. And that's why I need your help, folks. If you haven't backed yet, please take a second to check it out. It's on Kickstarter. Search.
I need some help.
I need some backers. Help. Not just any backers. Help.
That's so funny to me. I don't know why. Just him saying the wrong words.
Yeah, so check out my Kickstarter. Link is in the description of this video, or you could just search Will Robson on Kickstarter, or go to any of my social media and you'll find a link for it there. And it's for the first trade paperback volume of my comic book Outbreaks. So yeah, please check that out, and that's what's going on in the old art life.
Yeah, and I just want to talk it up a little bit. So many amazing options to choose from. I've never been on Kickstarter. I talked to you a little bit about it. I'd never done a Kickstarter before. And I went on there and I was like, wow, there's so many great options for all, like all income brackets, I guess you could say, or whatever you have available. So many cool different goodies and everything. So many different things for different fans of different genres. There's Todd McFarlane type stuff. There's Resident Evil type stuff, which you and I are both big fans of. There's so many different cool options. I went on there. I got the one that's $69, of course. And then I got the add-on of the 4th of July one just because I really love that 4th of July cover you end up making.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, the point of Kickstarter for me is to fit every budget, every bracket, and then all of the goodies I make. All I do is think about myself. I'm like, what do I like? I like collecting trading cards. I like collecting comics in different variants. I love homage covers. I love Tom McFarlane, and I love original art. And so I just try and do everything that I love in there, and I hope that other folks will love it too.
Yeah, I'm certainly excited to get mine. So, and you're not quite there yet, but you're close, right? It's getting pretty close.
It's like 250 quid away now from being funded. So it's like, it's on the cusp of making it, which is amazing.
I don't know how many dollars that is in American because I only speak cheeseburger and hot dog, but I'm going to assume that's really close.
$350-ish, maybe. $325.
Okay. What's the difference between a quid and a pound? Is quid like slang for pounds?
Quid is slang for pounds, yeah.
So like
a
bucks.
buck. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm getting it here.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Yeah, I'm ready for my visit to the UK. Well, speaking of needing help, we need your help to get some more likes and subscribes on this show here. So if you go ahead and do us a favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash away on both of them. Share it with your friends. You got friends who like Batman, the Animated Series podcast. You got friends who like English people, like Will Robson here. Share away.
It's all right if you don't like English people. It's fine.
Share anyways.
Even the English don't like English people, so don't worry about it.
Share anyways, because we need all the like and help we can get, and it helps us be able to do more fun projects, you know what I mean? And hopefully we'll be able to do some more live shows. Speaking of live shows, we've got one coming up September 14th, right, Will? You and Alex are going to be reviewing Batman Sub-Zero, the movie. That's going to be pretty exciting. And I will be, I guess, kind of moderator, kind of MC, if you will, in the chair there.
You'll be dressed up as Sub-Zero.
As not Mr. Freeze, but as Sub-Zero.
As Sub-Zero, yeah.
The Mortal Kombat character. Yeah, and then like people will look over and every time I'll be like on the movie where it's just charging constantly. Remember the first Mortal Kombat where it's just...
It's been 84 years.
Like it took him like 10 minutes to shoot an ice ball in that movie. What was up with that?
Probably could have dodged that one pretty easily.
Yeah. It's like, all right, come on now. But yeah, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm all jazzed up for it. It's going to be live on YouTube only, so make sure you tune into YouTube that night. And we're going to have some different games, trivia. I don't think Alex has worked out exactly everything you guys are going to do, but he's got different projects cooking up for that one, Will, right?
I'm sure he does. I have no idea. I forgot about the show, so this was a good reminder. Thank you.
You forgot the live show? He said it like every week.
I had a reminder today of a podcast, like people being like, looking forward to doing this podcast this week, guys. And I was like, oh, fuck. I completely forgot about that. I just, I need an assistant. I really do.
I write everything down because I am terrible at remembering stuff. But something I do remember is we're going to talk about our top five character designs from Batman, the Animated Series, right? So you kind of floated this idea to me. We're talking about doing a show together because Alex is going to be gone. So what's going to go into them is art design, costume, voice acting, and you said definitiveness, which how do you define definitiveness? Because I don't know what that means.
We might have different styles for this list. The way I envisioned this was, like, what is my favorite characters in the show where I feel like they are the best interpretation of that character. That's what I think I mean by definitiveness. They're my favorite version of that character, but also my list is based on like how much there isn't better representation of the character in other media. So it's, and by that I mean like, it's not that this is just the best version of it. My list is ranked up to like my top ones are like, this is the only version that I like, basically. Like, so that's the way I sort of broke down my list for it to make sense.
Okay, I like that. And I do like the idea that you and I will probably be looking at this differently too, because you're a big art guy, right? So I notice sometimes
it's funny you say that. I didn't even think about art style at all during this list. So.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought about that when I thought of some of the characters, at least compared to the New Adventures, right? I haven't seen all the new Batman cartoons recently. There's been a lot recently. And someone even told me they revamped Batman the Animated Series. Is that true? Am I missing something?
I think Bruce Timm, I don't know if Paul Dini was involved. He could have been. They did like a 1920s Scarecrow vs. Batman thing for like the 80th or 90th anniversary of Batman or something like that. So
okay,
I think that was them it being back.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's not fully back now.
Yeah, my buddy just dropped that on my head the other day when we were talking about The Forgotten, because I was telling him this is extremely nerdy. I've mentioned this last week. I was looking for a harmonica so I could figure out how to do.
I heard you tell the story, and I was like, buddy, buy new harmonicas. Used harmonica. That's disgusting.
I got the idea while looking at an antique shop. I didn't buy it, but I was at an antique shop and there were harmonicas for sale, and I was like, that's in that song, The Forgotten.
Did you not buy it from the antique shop then?
No, No, I did not. So I have severe ADHD and I forgot about it the next day. So
probably wise. So you didn't get some sort of like bacterial infection.
I mean, you can clean them, I'm sure, right? Like,
yeah, they'll never be fully cleaned though.
Man, you really are posh, aren't you?
That's right. I only buy my harmonicas fresh, actually. Fresh from the factory, from the harmonica factory.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll get right into it. So let's talk about our top 5 characters.
One of the rules we said on this was Batman is not allowed on the list.
He is the free bingo space on the bingo card because it should be automatic that we both like Batman, right? That'd be silly.
Absolutely.
It'd be weird if we were like, it's the worst version of Batman.
No, it's obviously the best version of Batman.
Yeah.
Let's just take a second. Perfect voice role. The best costume, in my opinion. That's like such a great design. Perfect ears. Like that. I'm a big ear guy, so he's got the best ears. Great. I was going to say bat belt, but I don't think it is bat belt. It's utility belt.
Utility? I'm stuck on the ears. Big ear guy.
Smooth, Uncle Artie. Real smooth. Yeah, you sure suck with that pointy-eared freak.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm big ear guys. What are you, a broob man or a butt man? I'm an ear man. Love those ears.
I'm
Like
sure
I'm
there
big
is.
and flappy.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who we're
Garrett,
speaking
there's something
to, right?
for everything. There's
Yeah.
something for everything. This is a game I play with my wife all the time. I'll be sitting in the car and I'll be thinking about something. And I'll be like, do you think that there's people out there that only like really gross feet? And she'll be like, of course there is. There's something for everything.
I've never thought about that.
Exactly. There's always
Oh.
people that have because she was talking about Quentin Tarantino and a foot fetish. And I was like, yeah, but like, do you think there's people out there that only like it's like attractive women, but with really gross feet? And I was like,
Okay.
maybe.
It's all clear to me now.
Now, I will say, I do not have the Joker on my list.
Whoa.
You what?
Whoa.
Because I made my list on the fact of, do I like other interpretations of the character? Like, and how does that pecking order go? I love Jack Nicholson's Joker. I have grown over the years to love Heath Ledger's Joker. There's many
More
comic book
so than this one.
interpretations. No, this is still. I love Jack Nicholson's Joker, but I will say that Mark Hamill as a Joker, and Mark Hamill as the Joker in Batman, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I like that like almost as much, if not more, because I love that character design. So that's why Joker has not made my list. Everybody, before you, you're probably a new listener, and you're like, "Fuck this host."
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He's not on my list. Joker's amazing. He's the best Batman villain. He's my favorite comic book character of all time. I have worked on the character. I've drawn the character. I love the Joker. He's the best, but he's not on my list for specific reasons. So
I can hear people unliking and unsubscribing right now. All those little
as long as they
clicks going
don't cancel the Kickstarter over it. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, that's please. No, I don't have Joker number 1 on my list. He is on my list. I thought you were gonna roast me for not putting Joker number 1. I am stunned, shocked. I say that he's not on your list. I understand your reasoning. I think that but he's still your favorite version of the character.
He's my favorite version of the character, but I like so many versions of the character that he doesn't go in my top 5 because, like I said, I made the weird rule for myself that I have to really like this specific version where I don't feel like there's much representation of a good version anywhere else.
Okay, well, before we get into our actual list, do you have any honorable mentions? Honorable mentions, Your Honor. I've got a couple, but I'll let you go first.
My honorable mention is Red Claw for reasons that have been established on the show before.
Red Claw? A woman?
Do you have a problem with that?
Not at all. I'm an equal opportunity crime fighter.
Is there any other version of Red Claw, I wonder?
Not that I know of.
Besides an animated comic or Batman animated series comic version or something like that.
Nope. And the other one is, what's her name? The hedge woman. Why am I forgetting her name for Rupert Thorne? That I know you hate for some reason.
Oh, Candace.
Candace, thank you.
It's not, I don't hate the character, but I just characters who are like the ones who stab everyone in the back, they always drive me nuts. Zero loyalty to anybody, you know what I mean? So it's not like her
entertaining.
It's not like her specifically. I just always hated Snake in the Grass characters. And it's like a hate in a good way. You know what I mean? Like you love to hate them. Like they're a good heel. Not like, oh, I wish his character wasn't on the TV kind of thing.
Gotcha. Well, look, and my honorable mentions will be every single other main villain and character from this whole entire show, because
It's a big list.
they're all so good, as we've established on the show before. All the voice acting is perfect. All the character design is like so perfect. I love all these characters, but if you have to choose 5, you got to choose 5. So
Right. So my honorable mentions, Harley Quinn. I couldn't fit her in my top 5, but she is basically perfect. Especially, I just edited Harley's Holiday, and she's really good in that
Amazing
episode. I was surprised that you liked it so much more than Alex did, honestly, because Alex usually ranks higher than you do, and he gave it like a 7-8.
yeah, I think he lowballed it, to be honest.
On the Alex scale, that's pretty low, man. There's a couple goofy parts, like I was mentioning to you guys in our little group chat we have, where Batman tries to just front flip at her. There's really no plan there. I'm like, what are you drunk, Batman? He's just like, take this, like
trying new stuff out. He's like, well, you know.
And she literally just sidesteps like this, and he just eats it right on that line. I'm like, Batman, what? Like,
And I actually paid for it!
He's trying it out.
and the spinning of the fish, Alex did not like either, which I put in about 5 times into the edit just to grind his gears a little bit.
Well, I listen to it while I'm in the shower, so I never really get to watch it. So even when I request, like, Cade, put a clip of this in, I only hear it. I'm like, oh, fuck, I would have liked to have seen that. I forgot what episode it was, but there was a scene when it was like, Cade, put this up on the screen so I could see what the information is. Thank you. And I'm sure you did it. But I was in the shower, so I was like scrubbing my balls like, what is it? I don't know.
You couldn't like peek out or anything?
No.
Okay, I understand. But yeah. So, and then my other honorable mention, I didn't want to put this in the top 5 because it's technically not an episode, but it's still, to me, under the Batman the Animated Series umbrella, the Phantasm. Even though it's from a movie, I'd still count it. And I really love that character design, the voice and everything. Like, you always were a loser, Mr. Soul. Like,
yeah, it's very Darth Vader in the Batman universe. It's just a fantastic character.
So that would round out my honorable mention. So I wanted you to pick your least favorite design. So not necessarily like you hate it, but it's probably like,
I hate it.
There's better versions. Okay, well maybe you hate it, but there's better versions elsewhere, and like this version just doesn't do it for you. So who you can do one more than one if you want to too. So
it's so easy for me. It's the Riddler in the New Adventures of Batman outfit. I just think it's awful. I think it's terrible. It's such a nerf from his costume already. He's so perfect in Batman the Animated Series, and they just delete the character and they just make him completely weird and different looking, and I can't stand it. So that's my choice.
I think we all knew that would be yours if we're rounding the whole series. But what about just from this version of Batman the Animated Series without New Adventures? Can you think of a character?
Why do people always separate it? It's all the same. Like, it's all the same.
That's Alex's rule. That's what he made us do.
What am my rule on this?
Oh,
fuck
wow.
Alex, he's not here.
I gotta I gotta keep up with every Robson brothers, the Robson rules, Robson's ranting, all that shit. But no, can you think of one real quick though that maybe it improved once it went to New Adventures? Because it is a different art style. You as a comic book artist can appreciate that it is definitely a different art style, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. There's nothing. I love all their costumes. So what did you choose then?
The Scarecrow. That one's easy for me.
They revamp it though 3 times. If you're gonna say okay, it's fine. Scarecrow first appearance, yeah. I have a weird soft spot for Baghead. Yeah,
but the reason I picked him, it's not like the later versions in the animated series are hot garbage, but compared to New Adventures looks like the freaking Undertaker, man. He does look badass. He is so much scarier. So yeah, I mean, I even like Nolan's better than the Batman the Animated Series version. I like the Christopher Nolan version where it's just the bag and everything. I think that's really good too, and the actor behind it, I can't think of his name right now.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, I think he's really good in that role. You know, he applied to be Bruce Wayne at first, right?
Yeah, I think there's a footage of him with the bat mask on, like the Val Kilmer one, isn't there?
Well, I gotta look that up. That's weird.
It might be, unless I heard about it.
But yeah, I just love the New Adventures version of Scarecrow so much more that when I see the first one, I'm like, man, it's just
second one's good though, with the straw hair and stuff, and
it's
like the
better.
Crooked mouth.
It's better. He's still a little, I don't know. He's
got like an Oogie Boogie Man thing going on.
No closer, Batman.
unless you want a stampede of half-crazed humanity crushing and clawing each other.
I think another thing is like he's so bright that like because the blackness of the costume is like it's the dark is scary, right? As you know, the Batman shows, but like when you're bright red, it's hard to be scary, right? As you can see, I don't look scary if I wear these, but yeah. So
yeah, no, I'll agree on that one for sure.
Okay. We're all in agreement. Moving on. So let's do our. I just bumped the mic there. Let's do our top 5 now, alternating, starting with number 5. 5 being, you know, not the worst, but number 1 being the best. I guess we should say number 1 being your top character design. And I'll let you go first. Who do you got at number 5, Will?
Number 5, coming in at number 5 is the Clock King.
You did put the Clock King in. You swerved me, bro.
I did. Because this is the whole reason of the list. It's about like you don't see good versions of anywhere else. There is no other good version of the Clock King in any other Batman media. Not in the comics, not in old 66, or I don't even know if he's in any other thing. Maybe he was in Gotham. I know, I stopped watching that show. But I have no idea. But the Clock King in this show, maybe it's because I'm a posh British man, but there's something about the Clock King that I just absolutely love. I love the idea of his character, that he's just so obsessed with time, and one guy just says, take it easy for one day, and it ruins his life. Like, he's had this strict order his whole life, and then until he was like, you know what, maybe I am a bit too strict. Maybe I should take a chill pill. He takes the pill, and his life is ruined. What a great way to make a character. And then to go up against Batman, who's trained around the world, and all you've got is like a fucking, like, clock sword or whatever the hell it is, or an umbrella, and you're able to fend off Batman mostly. Impressive. Absolutely impressive. And I love his voice, I love his attitude, and I love his mission. His mission is to always get revenge. And I'm a big revenge guy, or punishment. Like, that's why I love
big
the Punisher's.
revenge guy.
Big revenge guy. I mean, John Wick movies, come on. Everyone loves a bit of fucking revenge. So that's my jam. I like people getting their comeuppance. So I'm very the Clock King. That's my number 5 for sure. And the character design, it's subtle. I like the little clocks in the glasses, the bowler hat. The he looks super clean. Like, you could see that he looks like a guy that, like, I wake up at this specific time and I fold my bed sheets at this specific length and I have a wank for a good 2 minutes and 20 seconds, no more. If I don't finish, then I don't get to finish. You know, you can seem like that type of guy.
A pity. I don't know what to tell you, Batman. Except perhaps that the 9:15 is always 6 minutes early.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and you're right. There are no other good versions of the Clock King. I've looked them up, even the looks of them, because I haven't really read the stories, but the look of the Clock King from some of the comics, I'm like, this is just so, like, wacky.
I'm telling you,
I mean?
if I ever get a chance to write Batman for DC Comics, I'm putting the Clock King in there big time.
You heard it here first, folks. Clock King.
And it'll be a revenge story as well.
Which Will Robson, nothing gets him going more than revenge. When he searches for nasty videos at night, that's the first thing he enters is revenge into the search bar there.
Revenge, ugly feet porn.
Oh, God, no. That is a little scary there. So, I mean, for me, number 5, I've got the Man Bat. I really like this version of the Man Bat. I don't know how many other versions of the Man Bat there are.
I fucked up because you're absolutely right. Man Bat doesn't really... He's not that great outside of Batman the Animated Series. It's always just a big bat.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's a really good call.
So
golf clap for you.
I like the design of the Man Bat. I like the sounds it makes.
I didn't realize you'd taken up listening to rock and roll, sir.
You know, I like its eyes. It looks sad at times, and you feel bad for it and stuff like that. It's very believable as a character, which is kind of a theme for me on here is believability. And just, you know, the fact that the Man Bat has taken on different people and everything like that. And it's, you know, one of the Batman's, is it the first episode in running order, I guess, on Leather Wings, which is just a classic, of course. And it's just a really good episode overall. And I love the character. I've got a couple different action figures of it just because I love the design of it, specifically the animated series. And I haven't seen a whole lot of different versions of it, so I don't know what they're like. But
I got a chance to draw the Man Bat when I worked on the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. And I have Joker riding Man Bat. I'll send you the picture so you can put it into the episode.
Yeah.
And I purely was like, all right, I'm gonna do my version, but this is heavily artistically influenced by Bruce Timm and Batman the Animated Series.
Nice. So what would be your number 4 then, Will? Who do you got at number 4?
My number 4 is... Hang on, I just deleted my note by accident. My number 4 is... The Riddler.
The Riddler. I knew he was going to be in there somewhere. I'm surprised he's not higher. Talk about the Riddler a little bit.
He's not higher because I do weirdly like the 66 version of the Riddler.
Okay.
And there are other interpretations that I very much enjoy of him. I know, it's funny. He would be much higher on my list if he didn't have a couple of episodes that I didn't very much enjoy. Because when Batman gets into the like when his riddles are just impossible, and Batman figures them out, where where he's like, "Oh, squids at a market, and there's 7 squids, and they smell like this because the seesaw. He's at the seesaw," and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like, no one thinks that way.
Penny. Cent. Red cent. Copper. It's made of copper.
And copper is another word for policeman.
And no tails would be heads. Police head. Quarters.
Very 66. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate all of that. So it was only until these like last few Riddler episodes where I was like, oh my god, I love this version of the character when he's being clever, and I love that he is like a bit of a ladies' man and handsome. That suit, man, the green suit, the black shirt, the tie, it is just such a good. It's the best look he's ever had as the Riddler, because I think, and also I like that everyone always makes Riddler like a weedy little like, oh, I've got riddles for you. I hate that. I like that he's confident, right? Like, I like that he's suave and confident because he's like, I am the smartest man alive. So good luck solving any of this stuff. As he's that guy. And that's what I love about this version. He's not like incelly like the Batman movie. He's not like a twiggly little skinny guy that a lot of people make him. No, he's just a really smug douchebag, and that's what I think the Riddler should be.
The Riddler? What is that, Nigma? Some kind of joke on your name?
Nigma? My. Can we actually have a brain beneath that pointy cowl of ours?
Is it confirmed that he's a ladies' man, or is that just like Will Robson canon to you? Is there like I can't think of any off the top of my head. Does he actually like get with ladies in the show?
I'm gonna assume that he pulls big time.
That's what I figured. I thought that you like. I like it. I like that. Like, I like adding the extra, headcanon to characters like that. But
he's like they're one of the hardest riddles to solve.
Oh, he just like trying to undo a girl's bra. Like, I have to know. Like,
it's like this is the hardest puzzle I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I do like the look of it. I never thought of him as a ladies' man like you do. Like, I know it's kind of like your headcanon a little bit. So he's not my most favorite, and I didn't. Yeah,
I'm not saying I like him because he's a ladies' man. No,
I know. But you're saying he's suave and he's confident, and he's got the aura about him. I don't mind him being nerdy though in other versions. I guess like Jim Carrey in Batman Forever, like, because I would think of the Riddler as being like one of those like nerdy guys who thinks he knows more than you. You know what I mean? We all met that guy at work, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but there's different levels to that. Maybe it's like maybe this is like a difference in like countries we live in, but there's this type of upper class person that like they spend all day doing fucking puzzles, and like they've been to private school, and they just think that they are so fucking clever, but they're all very well spoken and well dressed and stuff, and they're just absolute fucking pricks. And that's what he really brings to it. It's not I am a big time nerd, like I've got fucking Gundams and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, it's not that. I feel like he would have like ancient stuff from Rome and like puzzles that were invented from like 500 years ago, shit like that. So
now, I know what you're thinking, but those silly riddle crimes are a thing of the past. Ancient history that's gone now. I'm a new man. But you probably won't figure that out until it's too late.
Like I've got so many action figures that I'm doing a series with a guy on YouTube, kind of nerd.
Yeah. He's definitely not that.
That guy never gets laid. All right, number 4 for me. Number 4 for me. I've got Clayface here.
Yeah, good choice.
I'm not an actor anymore. I'm not even a man.
Clayface is tough for the comics because there's a lot of different like people who've taken the Clayface mantle from the research I've done. So to me though, like this is the quintessential Clayface. It's got the Ron Perlman voice, which Ron Perlman, anything he touches turns to gold, right? So I mean, once again, the eyes and the expressions are great because he looks completely insane, but sometimes the way his eyes get sad, you feel bad for the big guy sometimes, you know what I mean? And it really is like a tragic story, as a lot of Batman villains are, but it's tremendous. I love that he's an actor, so he's got a gimmick. Characters with gimmicks
makes total sense. Like for a guy who can look like anybody to pretend to be anybody.
It's like a perfect villain origin story almost, you know what I mean? Like he's in trouble with the mob and they're like, we're going to feed you the renew you stuff, and now he's a Clayface guy and everything.
Not that way, please. Let's give him all he'll ever need.
And the fact that he's one of Batman's only villains that actually has powers too, is something I've always given high points to. Besides him, it's like maybe you could argue Poison Ivy has powers because she can kind of control plants, but anybody else, they don't really have powers, right? So he's one of Batman's fiercest rivals on top of just being a great overall character. And I think this version is the best version. You know, like I said, I haven't seen, at least TV show wise, I haven't really seen many other versions. I've read some comics here and there, and it's just without the actual Ron Perlman voice, it doesn't. I always picture it's like when you read Joker, right? You always read it in that voice. To me, he always sounds like Ron Perlman. So
yeah, no, I mean, I'll say that everybody from the show is the way I read it in my head when I read comic books. That's another great choice. Absolutely.
You know what I'd have given for a death scene like this? Too bad I won't get to read the notices.
Man, we're just agreeing on everything so far. Alex better watch out, man. We're going to be like combined
He's confrontational.
Powers. Yeah, he is. He was...
See, I'm actually a pretty chill guy. It's my brother brings out the worst to me, I'd say.
On my top 5 episodes, he's like top 5 episodes according to Kade Calvin, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to debate you. And halfway through, he's like, you mean to tell me you're going to sit there telling me blah blah? And I was like, bro, like what? Sorry, it's according to me.
Wait a minute. This isn't my world. Disappointed!
Yeah, he likes to argue, which I can admire because sometimes I like to argue too. I'm a mean guy at the games category.
I think you made a personal list where he made an objective list.
Yeah, and like it's hard to make a personal list based on like this was the one with the least amount of flaws technically. You know what I mean? Because that's not how I watch shows. I'm also a big story person. Whereas sometimes, like, maybe Two-Face didn't have the greatest art all the way through, or, like, animation. Like, there's that goofy scene where they're running, right, side by side, where it's kind of like Scooby-Doo. I can let that go because the story, to me, was just so amazing. And I'm a pro wrestler. I'm a storyteller at the end of the day.
I thought you were my friend. You should have been able to help me, but you didn't. Now look at me!
My number 3, and again, I forgot to mention one honorable mention, which is Killer Croc. I really wanted to get him on my list because I love this. Like, he is the best version of Killer Croc. I don't like the revamp in the new series. I don't like when he's too lizardy. I don't like when he's a big hulking monster. He's just perfect. He reminds me of Tombstone in Spider-Man the Animated Series. Just like a tool dude. Kind of like, he looks like he'd be a center on like a basketball team, where you just like, that dude's tall, he's strong, like, I'm not going to fuck with that guy.
Just what I need now. The freak job in the tape. You're no prize yourself.
I really wanted him on my list, I just couldn't fit him. But my number 3 is Alfred Pennyworth.
Oh, great pick.
The reason I went with Alfred on this list is because this is hands down the perfect Alfred. There's no better version of Alfred. as you saw, the voice was not right when you watched On Leather Wings again. It's so jarring and strange.
Yeah.
Just the way this voice is, to me, it speaks to my soul, because it is that I come from a lot of funny British people in our family, and it's just that absolute charm of just taking the piss that Alfred has that's just amazing.
It seems that Clayface is losing his integrity.
I wasn't aware that he ever had any to begin with.
And that woman helping him, what's her stake in this?
Perhaps she enjoys mud baths.
And he's just so funny. The design is perfect. He's the right age as well, because although I love Alfred in the 89 Batman and obviously the following films, he's always been a bit too old for me. You know,
okay.
He's more like Dark Knight Returns age Alfred. And I like that he's bald at this as well, because Alfred should like have stuff off the top and a bit on the sides, and yeah, it's just he is the best. He might be if I was just doing my favorite characters with nothing else attached. Obviously, Joker would be on the list, Batman on the list, but Alfred would also be on that list as well. I just think that he's just the best version of Alfred, really.
Vengeance blackens the soul, Bruce. I always feared you would become that which you fought against. You walk the edge of that abyss every night. But you haven't fallen in, and I thank heaven for that.
That is a tremendous pick, and I thought about putting him on my list as well, because I do love this version of Alfred. And you're right, you know, when I watched On Leather Wings and it wasn't the voice actor we all know and love, it really took me out of it. You know, it's like it could have been anybody, like, hey, Batman. Hey, Master Wayne.
Again, I've said it before. I'm so anti-young, buff Alfred. Oh, I'm a secret agent in it, Alfred. Michael Caine gets a pass because Michael Caine is a great actor.
It's some Michael Caine, yeah.
Yeah, I'm bloody fucking Michael Caine. It's fine that he's like, I'm fucking Alfred in it.
You dirty little fucking...
That's okay to me. Like...
on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, he's like, oh, I'm your fucking butler, innit? But it's like, I mean, it makes sense. It's like Downton Abbey version, I suppose, but I don't know. I like a posh Alfred as your butler.
So what is the difference for those who are American? What is the difference in those two accents there, Will? Give us some stats on that, because I really don't know.
They're, funnily enough, they're both from the south of England. And they're very close to each other. Where Alfred, like Michael Caine, he's got a Cockney accent in London, innit? Where it's just like the blue collar type guys, and that's just like the working class voice in the south of England. And then obviously the posh voice is the upper class, well, not upper class, but middle class and all this stuff. And I don't know fully. I left when I was 7 to America. I went to a high school where we all got to wear whatever the fuck we want. I didn't have to wear a suit and tie to school. And then I moved back when I was 20. So when I came back, it's so weird. Everyone in America is always like, my state's better than your state. My team is better than your team because it's from my state. That's America. And then England's like, class. I'm this class. What class are you? I'm better than you. Oh, no. Even though you're above me, I'm better than you. And I was like, I don't care about any of this fucking shit. Like, I like baseball. I like posh shit. I like chavvy shit. I don't give a shit. So it's very confusing. You're asking the wrong guy.
Posh with a capital P-O-S-H. Posh.
Number 3 for me, I've got Two-Face. Now, this is my favorite version of Two-Face. I just love the way he looks, his face, no pun intended. I love his costume design. I don't like how they kind of dole them down for New Adventures of Batman. So I think the animated series is a much better version. He's more detailed. His face is grotesque, but he's still got handsome Harvey on the other side.
Half of me wants to strangle you.
And what does the other half want?
To hit you with a truck.
We used to date.
I love the fact that they gave him the backstory of having basically a mental illness, you know, before he became Two-Face.
They completely revamped the character.
Yeah, and like he's not, like I said before on the last episode that I did with Alex, is like, you know, they could have just had him get burned and flip a coin and called it a day. And he's, I'm crazy Batman villain flipping a coin. But no, he's got so much emotional depth.
Batman, help me. Never.
Yeah, he was crazy. He was crazy before he became Two-Face, which I love. I just pushed him over the edge.
Mental illness is such a heavy subject, especially for a cartoon. Like, you don't see that in sitcoms in the 90s, let alone animated series that are on Fox Kids. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but Batman's rogues gallery, most of them are put into an insane asylum, so they usually have a lot to do with mental illness.
I mean, this is true, but they really took a deep dive. Like, you saw him, at a psychiatrist, and you saw him struggling with it. It's not just like, oh, you're crazy, you're going to Arkham.
Look at us. We're all freaks and monsters. And who made us this way? Batman.
My number 2, of course, is Two-Face.
2.
That's right. He had to be number 2. He had to be number 2. I wanted to put him as number 1, but I was like, he's got to be 2.
I should have seen it right away. 1 red herring clue wasn't enough. You had to leave 2.
I couldn't let that wimp Dent destroy me.
Yeah, it is the perfect version of the character. He changed the character forever. People still don't do the character as good as they do in this fucking show. He's so fucking good in this show. I hate that DC Comics has them do the art style where it always has to be red or green on the face. DC Comics, stop doing that shit. Embrace the blue. The character has a blue face and I love it. It's gotta be blue. I'm blue, I hate the red. I hate the green.
What? Yeah, green doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and Tommy Lee Jones, it's freaking purple as well. Like, it's just crazy.
Red is, I guess, at least a little more realistic. I don't really know. I'm not a doctor, but like green feels like green doesn't make any sense at all.
No, green does, because it's like almost like a rotten zombie face on one side.
I guess, but
blue makes no sense at all. But like, what did he get? Squirt like Gatorade? Like was in that like explosion?
I don't know.
Like,
Isn't blood blue? I don't know. I could angle it somehow.
No, blood's no, it's not blue. That's actually the color of your veins. Funnily enough, it happened to me the other day. I was talking to my wife and I was like, oh, because blood's blue. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, blood's blue. She's like, no, it's not.
I thought it was.
I was like, unoxygenated blood is blue. She's like, that's not true. She said it's actually what you're seeing is it's a trick that through your skin when you see your veins you're seeing like they appear as blue. And I was like, but I always thought that blood was blue and if you go into space it's blue blood. She's like, no. So I could be wrong. You could fact check me or anything like that, but it's so funny that you say that because I completely agreed with you. I was like, blood is blue when it's unoxygenated, but no, apparently it's not.
It's one of those myths, I guess. We're not going to fact check Mrs. Robson. I don't want to get in trouble, so we're not going to be allowed to do podcasts anymore.
All right. Go.
Number 2 for me, I got the Joker. So I think, like you said, I agree with a lot of what you said. There's a lot of great versions of the Joker. I just think overall, if I take the overall picture of Batman the Animated Series, I think this is my favorite version of the Joker. There are some times where he's a little too silly in some episodes, a little too wacky in terms of not being taken seriously enough. But when he's at his best, there's no better Joker than this. Like Mask of the Phantasm Joker, amazing.
That's it. That's what I want to see. A nice big smile.
French kiss, right? Yeah.
I would say that maybe Mask of the Phantasm Joker is the best Joker ever.
Makes you want to laugh, doesn't it, Art?
Yeah, could be. I mean, there's people who probably disagree because a lot of people love, like we said, Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, as soon as that movie came out, it was just like a snowball's effect of how many people were like, best Joker of all time.
That's because those are people that don't read comics, and those are people that only consume film as their main source of media. So of course they're going to go, that's the best version of Joker. It's not. It's that is the the casual audience choice is Heath Ledger for sure.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
And he definitely was one of the darker versions of the character, at least in the mainstream media as well, too, right? Because a lot of people, when they view the Joker, I think they have this idea in their head of like, he's playing pranks, not necessarily he's murdering, you know what I mean? So he's like a goofy clown that Batman beats up. They think like 66 a lot of times. Whereas the Joker, he's like a maniacal serial killer, mass murderer. Like his gimmick happens to be that he's a clown. So, and I just love.
I've never really seen him as like a serial killer. Like I consume a lot of serial killer content, whether it's real or fictional.
Well, what's the difference? I guess we need to know what our definition of serial killer is, but like
someone that has the need to kill.
In Batman 89, he kills a lot of people.
Then he's a mass murderer. He's not a serial killer.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I don't know the exact definitions,
right.
So I know the difference. But yeah, either way, he's a guy you don't want to mess with, right?
Yeah.
He's not just a goofball who you can hang out with. Like people be like, oh, it'd be. I used to laugh at people who'd be like, oh, it'd be so cool to work for the Joker, or they'd post like the Harley Quinn and Joker and be like, this is what true love is. I'm like, you guys are dumb.
That's crazy dumb. Like, yeah, if you see Harley and Joker and you're like, I aspire to be them. I'm like, who raised you? Because this is crazy.
What's the attraction, Gwen? This sick infatuation with the Joker.
Look, Bats. When I was a doctor, I was always listening to other people's problems. Then I met Mr. J, who listened to me for a change and made everything fun.
It's like you said, though. It's because they don't know the actual characters. They just know, like, the images they see on T-shirts when they go to Hot Topic in the mall or something. So they don't know the actual character. But yeah, I mean, we could sit here and rant about Mark Hamill's Joker all the time, constantly, but he's pretty much perfection. Like his face shape, his suit is good. I really don't like what they did in New Adventures where they turned him into just a white skull face. I get the idea that they're going for, but he doesn't look like a clown anymore to me.
No, yeah, he really is into the shark aspect, which I like about him. I don't mind that new look because I kind of like the palettes, but the Joker is so perfect in Batman the Animated Series. Like the lipstick, the teeth, the haircut, the smile, the facial structure.
Since every fish in Gotham now bears my famous and frankly fabulous face.
The costume as well. There's a lot of bad Joker costumes out there. There's a lot of like choices that people make where they have like a big bow tie or clown shoes and like, or he's pencil skinny. I know it's really part of the character everywhere else besides Batman the Animated Series, but I kind of like that Joker's a little bit thicker, Like, I like that he's not a pencil skinny guy. It makes more sense for his character to be pencil skinny, but I just like that he is just a dude, like, in a suit in this, in a big suit.
Good evening, folks. I'm the Joker. Living proof that you don't have to be crazy to host this show, but it helps.
Like a Vince McMahon suit that he's just like walking around in.
No chance. Open him up. Yeah. Yeah. I like Joker being like a skinny guy, and I don't like it when he's handsome either. When he's like a good-looking dude.
No, I agree. That's why I was so anti Heath Ledger when that was announced, but I've come around to it.
Very poor choice of words.
My number one choice for this show is Harley Quinn, because I think that no one has been able to capture her charm, which is, she's such a charming character.
Did you see the way I handled those creeps? Pow! Bam! Ooh, Batgirl, eat your heart out.
She is genuinely funny. As I said before, this character should not work on paper. If they pitched to me Joker as a member of Bonnie and Clyde, I would have been like, he's such a good solo act. But it's the same as Batman. It's like, if they're like, hey, he needs a kid sidekick, you're like, oh, fuck, really? But Robin's great. And it's the same thing where Harley Quinn works so well as a side character. The costume. Why do we keep skipping on this classic costume? It is such a good costume. It's such a perfect design. It's really interesting. I never really knew what a Harley Quinn was, or like the court jestery type suit. It wasn't ever really on my radar as a kid, like what it was. So that whole look to me was completely fresh.
I feel like a human being again.
And it's just, yeah, the character is just so well written. You could tell that Paul Dini really loves his babies. She is, like I said, he wrote the character, as he said on the show, he wrote the character because of lines that he thought that she would deliver extremely well, but also she picked like some of her own lines to bring to it. And I just feel like any other version of the character just really leans more into like the New York side of her. Like, hey, I'm a yard, like that really loud voice where I'm like, no, she has that voice, but she's charming.
Gee, you make one little mistake and they never let you forget.
And like, I just think that like it's like the Arkham games version of that. She's really like, yeah, I'm in your face and I'm gonna hit you with a bat, and the movies are like the same where I don't know. It's just it doesn't work for me. The character works the best in this show. Better than the comics, better than the games, better than the movies, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Well, there you go, folks. You're gonna like the way this character makes you feel. We guarantee it. Men's Warehouse. No free sponsors.
And hang on, before I end it, she does also sit at the top of my list because she was created for this show, and the fact that like there was nothing before her.
Yeah.
And for me personally, there's been nothing as good after her. Shows that she is, for what I said, like on my list of top characters. That's why she's at the top, because I'm like, you were created for the show and you are the perfect version of this character. That's done.
Oh, and what are you gonna do? Spank us?
That's right, pigs. And here's the paddle.
Whoa! By those stats and by that like logic, I think you'd be right. Like, I feel bad for not putting her in my top 5 now, just based on like the way you're approaching the list, right? Because you're right, there has been no better version of Harley Quinn, and there was no version since. And like, I don't mind her. Like, even when I edited Harley's Holiday, she's very New York East Coast to me.
Yeah.
As someone who went to school there, I'm like, she's incredibly East Coast. Sometimes it feels like she's playing it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but yeah, like there are other versions where it's just like she's no longer like fun. She's just irritating. So it's, yeah.
I always thought like someone like even though she doesn't really look like Harley Quinn, someone like Janice from Friends would have played like a really good Harley Quinn. Just like that, the voice and the funniness and like that super East Coastness, like it's hard to nail. It really is hard to nail. That's why she's perfect in the show, because you can't capture that. It's very difficult to replicate that. If I had to choose one casting choice for her, I think I said this already. It was what's her name? Sarah. She's on Saturday Night Live. She is this really funny comedian on Saturday Night Live that I think currently, yeah.
Hey, Sarah. So how's your time at the show been so far?
What's not to love? Laughing, comedy, New York City.
She does a lot of weird, like, gross
Sarah Sherman.
comedy. That's it, Sarah Sherman. I think if you look at her face,
yeah. If you turned her blonde, I could see it.
Yep, and if you like put her in the costume, like she does a little smile when she turns her face and smiles like this.
I'm looking at it right now. I can see it.
Really silly. She can do that accent as well because she does it on the show. I just think she is Harley Quinn to me.
Yeah, that'd be a great casting choice. I had to look up who Janice from Friends was. As we've talked off pod, I'm not a big Friends person, but this character was one of George Costanza's many girlfriends on Seinfeld, so I know exactly what she sounds like, and she has that quintessential I'm from New York accent. You know what I mean? So, and it's funny because you lived in New Jersey as well. What part of Jersey were you in? North Jersey?
Yeah, North Jersey.
Yeah, North Jersey. It's funny because the higher north you get, the more New York it gets. Because I lived in Central Jersey, and like I went to school at Rutgers, and like most of the people at Rutgers, like they talked like me, they sounded like me. They didn't have that. And then you get like closer to New York, and it's like the accents just like hit you in the face suddenly, and it's like, whoa, you're right out of a TV show, you know, like.
DNA is still in me. I mean, anytime I'm watching anything with my wife, if it's something scary or if it's something exciting that happens, I always go like, "Oh!" And like it's like in my DNA. Like if something's scary, I'm like, "Oh!" Like it's just the way I react to stuff.
Like your Polly Walnuts from The Sopranos.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
gabagool over here.
Over here. Yeah, I spent 5 years in Texas, so I picked up y'all, and I did pick up some Jersey-isms. There was somebody in the Discord, shout out our Discord, Batman, the Animated Series Podcast Discord, where we go and we kind of have a lot of fun, you know, off-pod and behind the scenes, and there's a new Fit Check channel, which is Will's favorite one.
Well, no, it is now, because everyone's posting their cosplay in it, and people have done an amazing job.
I'm Spider-Man.
But yeah, so I can't remember who it was who was busting my balls in the podcast or in the Discord about the last podcast I was on, where they're like, yeah, if you do a drinking game where every time Kade says, you know what I mean, you'll be on your ass by the end of the episode. They said arse,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm assuming
You
they're
do say,
Brit.
you know what I mean, a lot. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
true.
a very New Jersey thing, though. You know what I mean? You're like, come on. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
you know
Come
what I
on.
mean? You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know why. I hate it. Now that it's been pointed out to me, it's one of those things where if I were to watch this episode back, I'd be like, God, stop fucking saying that. You know what I mean?
I say
No, I
y'all
just said it again.
I say y'all a lot as well because I had a couple mates like from the Texas area for a while, and they always said y'all, and I'd like to say it like y'all ready to go? Like it's just a great way to say it.
It's the perfect word. The first
It
time I
is.
heard it was from my English teacher in college. She said y'all, and I was like, what the heck? And I was like, I'm never going to use that word, and now I use it constantly. It is the perfect word,
It's a great
I
word.
believe.
Yep.
But my number one character design, this probably shouldn't be a shock because I kind of mentioned this the last time I was on the show, Mr. Freeze. I
Yeah.
think it's the perfect version of Mr. Freeze. I love everything about it. I love the look. I love the voice. I love the mannerisms. I love, it's like full blown. Like if we're doing like a wrestling gimmick sheet here, he's like the Undertaker. He's completely locked in to his gimmick, right?
Yes, it would move me to tears if I still had tears to shed.
And the big thing about wrestling is you believe if they believe. And Mr. Freeze believes, so as a viewer, I believe. You know what I mean? I believe in his mission. At times, I'm like rooting for him almost because I'm like, this character's got it all. He's got the sympathy. He's powerful. You believe that he could whoop Batman's ass because he's got such a strong gimmick and weapons and everything. He's got the voice. He's got the super suit. He's got the amazing motivation, which there's no better motivation than fighting for your loved ones, right? Something like that. And he's also got the Will Robson revenge factor as well in there too. And just the fact that they've completely revamped this character for Batman the Animated Series after 66. In 66, he was basically Dr. Egghead.
How many times must I tell you, no ordinary guns? I want they should be frozen stiff.
I've always said like I love Mr. Freeze, and this is the best version of the character, hands down. He has not been as well executed in other versions. I can't even think off the top of my head like a classic Mr. Freeze comic book story, and that's a shame, really, when I think about that. There should be one, but he's a Spider-Man villain stuck in the Batman universe because he's a man who was being pushed by his corporate overlords at a mega company to work on something. A terrible accident happens with him involving a loved one, and now he's turned into this villain where he doesn't want to just fight crime. He's trying to... It's all for his either research or for saving Nora. So that is every Spider-Man villain, like, ever. That's what it is. But it works, and it's fantastic. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to... the next, because I kind of dig the next level where he just like turns into a spider head, like the Thing, basically. So
it's very creepy. Yeah, it's very creepy, and like, yeah, it's a perfect version. That'd be a great future show, is we could do villains that could live in the opposite universe, Spider-Man or Batman. Which ones would fit in where?
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
And give like debates or arguments why. Like Mr. Freeze definitely could be in Spider-Man. That's a
100%.
tremendous call right there.
Well, off the top of your head, can you think of any Batman villain that could go right into the Spider-Man universe?
Clayface, I guess.
That's
I think
a
Clayface
perfect
could.
choice. Yeah,
yeah, because
absolutely.
like he's like a lot like Hydro Man or the Sandman.
He's
you know
like
what I mean?
Hydro Man and Chameleon wrapped up in one.
Yeah, definitely. So I could see that. Chameleon would be a good Batman villain too, because he's got the spy, espionage, detective.
You know what? I would take them, and I would go like that. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect trade and cash considerations, like it's a sports.
That's
trade.
right. It's like it's like Monday Night Raw versus SmackDown. Like,
yeah,
you got to go to the different brand.
Dude, this is a future show. Next time Alex is on holiday, Alex, you know what? Just stay gone for a while. We got some things in the hopper over here. We got it covered, baby.
Yeah, because you got Raw, which is red, Marvel, and then you got SmackDown, which is blue, DC. So that's where you sit and you got to trade the villains.
It'd be perfect. Yeah, we could do like a perfect. We could do like even if Alex want to be in on it, we could do a 3-way and kind of just decide. We'd have to have a third show though. Maybe we throw in X-Men the animated series or something. Maybe we go really crazy, but that's for another day.
You don't need a third show.
Well, if we have 3 guys, we need 3 shows, I feel like. But if there's 2 guys, 2 shows.
So it's like a full. Well, then he's like ECW then. So
ECW,
it's it's a draft. Like, so that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
We all are what? We're all, what are they called? The GMs.
Yeah.
And we're drafting. Okay, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I love the idea. So, and we've got a couple other ideas that are nerdy as well. So that we've talked about off pod. Will, we talked about our theme music, our cartoon intros idea, right? A tournament that
That's
I wanted
right.
to do for a long time. What are the greatest cartoon intros of all time? I've had this idea in the hopper for a long time. I've never had friends that are both nerdy enough and both, actually determined enough to do it with me. So,
And then I know for your what's it called? Your toy stuff. And your Resident Evil love.
Whoa.
You gotta review some toys, so maybe we'll do that. At some point.
Goodness! Yeah,
this is my hot toy Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2.
That is
very much
badass. How tall is that?
It's what are they called? It's the GI Joe size. The
Okay.
12 scale or 10.
Yeah, 1/12 I think it is.
1/12. Yeah, whatever.
I was never into GI Joe as a kid. Were you into GI Joe?
I loved them as a kid. So in England we had Action Man, and then when we moved to America they had GI Joe, and I much prefer GI Joe because I love military stuff. I love guns, and it's because I grew up playing Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat on the computer with all my mates, and I loved all those military movies like Tears from the Sun and all this shit. So I loved guys with guns shooting. I was a proper boy growing up, basically. So the GI Joe, but I loved the customization of it, and that's why this was actually a really nice gift from Comic Cave. Shout out to Comic Cave in Dubai. When I go to their I do conventions out there in Dubai, they have a huge toy store, and they're always like, please take one gift that you like. And the first year I went there, they had
they gave you that?
Yeah, they had Leon Kennedy, and they had Punisher, which is around here somewhere.
Those are not cheap either. Those hot figures.
They're not. I was like,
pretty penny.
I was like, I don't know. It's a tie between Leon Kennedy and the Punisher, and they're like, and then later on they're like, here you go, and they gave me both. So
wow,
just so nice. And I know they're amazing. And every time,
all right. Next time I go to Dubai, I'm going with you. I'm going with you next time you go.
Every time I've gone, they've given me another one. So I've got Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead's 2 hot toy. I've got Rick from The Walking Dead hot toy. I love it. It's something I always wanted, but I was like, I'm never going to spend 300 quid or 200 quid on one of these dolls. Basically, my wife never let me have that, but no, I love them and I got them, and I will have more, especially when I go there again.
Awesome. We'll have to have you on our new show coming up, Figure It Out, sometime then as a guest star.
That's right.
Because, for those who don't know, if you haven't watched the show or if you haven't watched the pod in a while, Alex and I are going to start doing a show exclusively on YouTube called Figure It Out, where we review some of the new action figures, some of the old action figures, retro, new, doesn't matter, just ones that we love. I've got a big collection. Alex is really into it. So first one we're going to do is the Phantasm Mondo figure, which I still have in box.
Nice.
Haven't even opened the shipping box yet. And this figure is one of the most expensive figures I've ever bought. Not the most expensive. We'll get to that later, but it was not the most, it was one of the most expensive, and I can't wait to show that off, and I think it's going to be a fun show. And I'm very excited that a lot of people on Discord are excited about it too, Will. People have been talking about it.
There's one hot toy that I desperately want. It was the first one I wanted from years ago, and it was Jack Nicholson's Joker from Batman 89. I was like, man, I would love to have that. So hopefully one day they'll be able to check that off my list.
That'd be a nice one. Maybe they got it in Dubai for you there.
They don't. They had last time I went as a joke. They had this 50th anniversary Jaws statue that is the size bigger than my desk. It's the whole ship from Jaws and the shark attacking it. It is gigantic. And I was like, so that's going to be my free present, I think, for this year. The statue's $7,000 or something like that. I was like, yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, ship that up.
Yeah, go and check that on the plane there. So I guess we'll segue into our next segment here. We kind of already been doing it a little bit in a way, but what are you putting into your holes lately, Will?
I watched the first episode of the new Dexter show, and it was just comfy slippers immediately. They did some real fan service stuff to begin with in this episode, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm in. Me and my wife bond heavily over that show. She's really into true crime, and whether it's fictional or real, and I was always kind of enjoyed it, but I was a big Dexter fan, but she made me a big true crime fan and stuff like that. Mindhunter is probably one of our favorite shows we've ever seen together. I've started rewatching a show called Detroiters. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
Oh, I think you should leave in Detroiters. It's one of my, I just sent a gift to you about the guy on his phone I was like, this is Will during a fit check.
Yeah. So much stuff on my phone.
When I start to lose, I go on my phone. Yeah. Tim Robinson is so funny to me. That's my kind of humor
funny.
right there.
One of my favorite comedians and comedy writers. We had just watched that friendship movie with him and Paul Rudd, and I loved it so much that I was like, I want more. We just finished watching Friends, so we just needed a new show to watch. And it's like, we watched this show like years ago, and we kind of liked it, but I don't think we were super into Tim like we are now, so let's give it another go. And we are both we only watched 2 episodes, and we are both cracking up so much. There's just so much funny stuff in it. There's one joke from that's always stuck with me, where it's his brother, and he's like, he's forcing him to like pack up his room, and he's angry, and he starts like hitting his dresser. He's like, "Don't hit that dresser! That's the dresser you've had since you were a baby!" And it's just like the way he delivers that line. It's just so funny to me. Why are you packing your Slipknot mask? You don't need your Slipknot mask. It's like, I might need it. It's just great. I just love the humor.
Such a talent. One of my favorite skits on that is, of course, the wrestling one, where it's like 1980s Tampa Bay wrestling. And he's like, I'm here at Flying Jake Fletcher. Jake, last time he went on, I can't remember who was fighting. He's like, last time he wrestled with Mad Dog, it was nasty, and he came out on top. And there's just this long pause, and he just goes, yep. Like, that's how he starts his interview. Yeah. It's the worst feed-in ever. Like, yep. Like, so funny to me.
We just watched him because we'd never seen it before. There was a series called Documentary Now, which was like a Bill Hader and Fred Armisen series.
Love Bill Hader.
And I've watched a couple of those, and I was never really into it. I was like, I love Bill Hader, but I'm not finding this very funny. But Tim Robinson directed and made an episode of that show starring Michael C. Hall, who's Dexter. So me and my wife were like, we gotta watch this. And it was like a fake bowling documentary that they based off of a genuine bowling documentary. And they almost like do shot-for-shot remakes of it. Where I didn't even, like, we watched and laughed. We only found out that it was like a remake of a real documentary afterwards. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was so weird, but it was so funny. Like, Michael C. Hall is like a retired bowler that's like, even though he's like in his like 50s, he's like moved into a retirement home, and he's like hanging out with like a bunch of old people and
like 50s.
Yeah, it's and he has like an Alf themed room. It's like everything in there's Alf, and there's this one line he says where he's like, I didn't really care for how Alf respected his chosen family. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just stupid humor that it's really silly, dumb humor, and I love it. So yeah, I've been putting a lot of Tim Robinson in my holes, and then playing a shit ton of Star Wars Battlefront 2. My God, put it in my veins.
Yeah.
I am fully addicted to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Any free time I have right now, I'm playing Heroes vs. Villains. I'm trying to get my characters to max. I'm doing duels. I'm getting competitive. Shout out to Alex Gowans, who's a listener of the show. He wrote in last time. We play all the time. Holly plays all the time.
Holly.
Connor, Miles, John Joe, anybody I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. We all love playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, but specifically Alex, because him and I love doing the Heroes vs. Villains, and we love doing duels where we fight other people. And it's just classy. Like, you like step into an arena and you're like, I had this, like, I don't think I may have mentioned on the podcast already, but I had this amazing moment where I was watching a duel and I was Anakin Skywalker standing next to Palpatine. We should be fighting each other, but there's a way you can like signal respect in the show, so you can just watch other people duel. So I'm standing there as Anakin next to Palpatine as we're watching Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader duel, and I was just like, this is the best fucking thing ever. I was like, I fucking love this. And there's like the Tatooine, like 2 suns were setting and shit. I was like, this is my Star Wars, baby. So yeah, I'm loving that.
I need to get in on that. I see you guys on the Discord always talking about going in and gaming on that. Yeah. I haven't set up my PS4. I don't even know if I can get it for PS4 and play with you guys. I don't know exactly. It's cross-platform. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could play PS4 and PS5, because I think someone in the group is playing on PS4.
Admittedly, I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. I've seen most of the movies. I think it's, it's fine. It's just not my favorite thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not like a Star Wars.
Used to be my favorite thing.
Yeah, I'm just not a Star Wars nut. My boss in my day job is the biggest Star Wars guy ever. Like, his whole office is Star Wars. But yeah, it sounds like a fun game, though, and just the fact that you get to run around and just, play it up with you guys would be a fun thing. But yeah, anything else you're putting into those old holes right now, Will? Or is that about it?
I would say that's about it, yeah.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna go see Superman tonight. I've not yet seen.
Oh
the new
yeah,
Superman.
sorry. You're right. There is one thing. Me and my brother, I'm sure we'll talk about it on the next thing, but we both went to go see the new Jurassic Park movie. And
Well, okay, yeah.
It was absolutely fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was fine.
Right in the middle, C average. Yeah.
A good C, yep.
Yeah, I haven't liked any of the Jurassic Park, whatever you're going to call them, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies for a while. Like the first two, of course, of the OG trilogy are really great.
Hey, start including 3 in that list. If you rewatch 3, it's only like an hour and 20 minutes long. It's a big romp. It's
I
not
need to
a
watch
bad
it
movie.
again.
People
Probably,
always shit on it.
especially compared to Jurassic World, it's probably pretty damn
Absolutely.
good. Yeah.
Number 3 gets shit on because it has the dream scene where he sees the dinosaur and goes, Alan. But I think I always found that funny. And I'm a big advocate for Jurassic Park 3. I like the vibe of it. I like that it's a quick story. It's in and out. The problem with this new film is that there's so much like character building of characters that you can clearly see have no chemistry whatsoever. Where they're like, we've been friends for 20 years. I'm like, no, you haven't, Scarlett Johansson. You guys just met like on the set that day and we're like ready to do lines. Yep. Like there's just no chemistry between these characters and it's poorly written, but I don't care. When it comes to Jurassic Park, it's like a Christmas movie to me. As long as it's got the vibe, I'm fine with it. You can have all these characters do stupid shit, have stupid character motivations that make no fucking sense. As long as someone gets eaten by a fucking dinosaur, I'm in. And lots of people get eaten by dinosaurs, so I was in. My mosquito, real genuine mosquito in amber.
That's real?
It's real. It's what's it say here? Amber with insect 20 to 40 million years old, Dominican Republic.
That is awesome.
So it's a genuine like classic Jurassic Park in amber, 20 to 40 million years old.
Yeah.
My dad gave this to me for Christmas and it blew my fucking mind. I was like, I didn't even know you could. I thought that was just in the movie. I didn't even know that was a genuine thing. He was like, no, it's real. And I know you like Jurassic Park, so I got a few. I was like, well, now you need to. Now you need to only get me cool shit like this because he deals. His job is he deals in antiques, so a lot of weird stuff comes across his desk.
I'm a big antique guy, so your dad and I would get along. I love.
Did you hear about my megalodon tooth I got for my birthday?
Yeah, I do remember you talking about that.
Ever? Yeah.
I do remember talking about that. I just went antiquing yesterday, actually, looking around at different stuff. Found myself a Kenny Powers baseball jersey for $30.
Sweet. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's the Myrtle City Mermen, I think is what the team name is when he was pitching there. So I'm gonna wear that. A little peek behind the curtain. We play in a celebrity game here because I work for the local news, so I'm in the celebrity baseball game. So I'm going to wear it during the celebrity baseball game and go out there and dominate the hill a little bit. Dominate the mound. No big deal. But yeah, I'm really into antiques, really into dinosaurs. One of the coolest things. I don't own anything like that. But one of the coolest things I ever got to do is I went through Utah and Colorado one year, and I went to it's right on the cusp of Colorado and Utah. It's called Dinosaur Colorado is the name of the town. And they have basically a fossil exhibit that they built a museum around. You can touch the fossils there, which is just an incredible thing. They're like built into the wall, right? Like there's just a wall of fossils. And I'll send you some pictures. I'll try to put them up here on the pod too.
Me and my wife are big dinosaur fans. And for this Christmas season, past Christmas season, we went to the Natural History Museum in London as a day trip. And we've been planning to do it for ages because we were like, let's go see all of the dinosaur bones and all this stuff. Highly disappointed that all of the dinosaur bones were just casts. They weren't the genuine things. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing here seeing like a wax figure of real bone? I want to see the fucking bones, Like, that's why I like this shit, like the fucking like mosquito. I can hold it, look at it. I'm like, look, this is a genuine bug from 40 million years ago. I don't want to see a mold. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, there's the other one that my wife said, next time we'll do the Science Museum, because apparently the Science Museum has weird shit, like bodies like preserved, cut in half and shit like that. I was like, all right, cool. I'm in on that.
Especially if there's revenge involved. But for me, I'm going to go see the new Superman tonight. I have not seen it yet. I've had a lot of friends tell me about it. I'm not the biggest Superman guy, obviously way bigger of a Batman fan, but everyone is raving about this movie. I have one friend at work who's not even a superhero movie guy. He usually thinks they stink. He's seen it twice already.
Wow.
He's like, dude, this blew my mind. And I'm like, I guess I got to go see it.
I've had mixed stuff. I've also had a lot of people tell me that I won't like it.
Yeah, Alex said that. I even got the Superman curl going on right now too, just in time for the movie. Alex said you wouldn't like it, but Alex is, maybe he's just saying that because he also said the last podcast episode wasn't funny, which he spent the whole 45 minutes laughing his face off.
Yeah, you said that picture in our private chat where it was like his close up of his face absolutely cracking up, and he was like, "I didn't think the last episode was that funny."
And like I was 28 minutes in, I'm like, dude, Alex is gonna die from laughing. Like you guys you were doing the classic like back and forth elevate the laughter thing, which I love when you guys do. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be the episode where he keels over. And you were like, yeah, he said it wasn't funny after we recorded. And I was like, what? He spent the whole episode laughing. So funny. He's a perfectionist though, right? You gotta love him.
He said he's a perfectionist, but he is not a perfectionist. He's like the opposite of a perfectionist. It's when he said that to me, I was like, dude, yeah, or maybe there's like he's a level of a perfectionist, but I'm like, I've seen that motherfucker be like, it's done, I'm moving on, and I'm like, that is not what a perfectionist does, and especially like the times where I've been like, hey, we should make sure that the sounds are right, like everything. He's like, it'll be fine, bud. We'll just click record. I'm like, and he's like, you're a perfectionist bullshit. You're a let's just get this donest, whatever that's called.
Yeah, and he is real big on being on time, and I'm perpetually late a lot of times.
That is true. He is very big on being on time.
Like there was one time we were supposed to do we do like monthly meetings, like check-ins and stuff for editing the pod and ideas and stuff like that. And like the time difference obviously is a big deal. And like I'm not a morning person because I work at night. Like the news doesn't start till 10 p.m. for me. So I'm not going to bed at, 11 p.m. like a normal person. I can't. It's not possible. So like there was one time we were supposed to meet, I think it was like 10 or 11 a.m. my time, which to a lot of people probably doesn't seem early. But for me, it's like, might as well be 5 in the morning, So like I woke up and like I wasn't feeling well, full disclosure. So I was like, I'm going to be a few minutes late. And he was like, where are you? What's going on? Where are you? And I'm like, dude, give me a minute.
You know what?
Give me a minute.
He's a big hypocrite. I'll look you right, because you look at me, brother. You're a big hypocrite when it comes to this, because the amount of times in the past when he's been like, I'm not gonna no podcast today. This is pre-Batman, to be fair, but Spider-Man, he's always like, I'm not up for a podcast, but don't worry about it. Or he's like, I'm gonna be running late. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. And then when I'm like, hey, bud, I can't do a podcast because I'm like fulfilling a Kickstarter, he's like, what? But we committed to this time. We set the date. How could you do this to me? You are a terrible person. Or if I'm like, I'm 5 minutes late.
A terrible person.
5 minutes late? Like 5 minutes? Like, all right, I guess I'll just figure something out. But, I got to cook. I got to clean all those stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he's very an on-time guy.
Yeah, and I feel bad because I'm very much like, especially for something like this, I'm like, yeah, we'll start recording when we're ready to record. You know what I mean? It's not like we're in a TV slot over here. So, but I think you and I are more on the same wavelength with that. When you were like, hey, I'm going to be 10 minutes late, I was like, yeah, no problem, dude. Like, it's less pressure for me. Like, I don't got to rush. So
I know, look, I respect being on time for stuff, because there's always other factors. Like, this is taking time for me being away from my wife, or like we're like rushing dinner and all this stuff like that. There's other elements involved when people are running late, but like there's wiggle room, right? I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to time. I'll tell you that. He might be a time perfectionist. He want to click, like the moment it goes 59 to 0, he's like, record. Hello, we are doing a podcast.
That's how he intros. Hello, we are doing a podcast.
Yes.
About
goodbye.
Batman.
We have done the podcast.
But other things in my holes, I've been watching a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd on YouTube, some of the older episodes. Do you ever watch that guy?
I know of him very well. I just never, and I watch a lot of video game YouTube. His stuff is good, but it's never been like my cup of tea. But I respect it.
Yeah, I only watch his episodes where it's games I actually played. Like I just watch him talk about a game I never played. But so it's very nostalgic to me because it's so early 2000s. And like he was one of the first guys that I remember having like an episodic show like that. So I just recently clicked on it because I've been watching a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff too. I don't know why.
Nice.
I'm get back in the lore of Mortal Kombat. Like
ranking video.
I watched an hour ranking video about the different versions of Reptile the other day because I'm such a nerd. But like,
I picked up some Mortal Kombats recently.
Let's see
the original Xbox.
Okay.
We got a Mortal Kombat Deception.
Whoa, that's a good one.
And we got a Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance.
Deadly Alliance was my thing back in the day. I had that for GameCube. That game was so fun. It was one of the first Mortal Kombats where they had a true edged out story of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung killing Liu Kang in the beginning, killing Shao Kahn.
Yeah, they're like, we're not fucking around.
Good. 3 different fighting styles. That like some people like poop on that game now. That game still to me holds up.
A lot of people do. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that game though. And like, I don't know. I'm just a big Mortal Kombat fan. I've been talking about bringing my PS4 into work here. And I also talked about on the Discord, us getting some Mortal Kombat going as well. Because
yeah, sounds good to me.
Fighting games are like one of the few games I'm naturally good at. I can like destroy
that's
some people
why
in Mortal Kombat.
Heroes vs. Villains in Star Wars is a fighting game if you do it properly. If you do duels, you have one-on-one with lightsabers. It's kind of like a Street Fighter, but 3-dimensional. There's a bit of like it's a sword fighting game basically. But I love fighting games. I would love for all of us to play I'm better at Mortal Kombat than I am at Street Fighter, so happy to do that. I really wanted all of us to play Marvel Superheroes. I thought that would have been an amazing game to play because me and my brother loved that fucking game growing up. So,
you know what another fun thing would be is for us a bunch of to play. You ever play Jackbox? You know what that is?
Yeah, I do.
That would be a lot of fun, I think, to get a bunch of us from the Discord and play some Jackbox on there and see how good we do.
We played that a lot during lockdown.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I used to play
members.
I used to play that at Maine quite a bit with my friends up there. But besides Angry Video Game Nerd, which I watched a bunch of that last night, I'm always listening to podcasts like Am I the Asshole type stuff. I don't know if you're into that. But like they're basically podcasts
my wife loves all of that stuff.
Yeah, I love those. Like Mark Narrations, another English podcast I listen to. Tremendous British voice by that guy, Mark Narrations. But Dusty Thunder, Bad Potato Salad, some different ones I like. So I don't know if anybody out there listening is into those, but I'm an addict for those stories. Like I listen to them all day long. I don't really listen to music in my headphones. I just listen to podcasts. I don't know the whole time, but that's pretty much what I'm putting in my holes. Anything else that you forgot about, Will, or you want to mention before we move on to the end here?
Check out that Kickstarter again. Kickstarter, go to my website, speechcomics.com, where you can check out any of the comics I've made. You can order them on my store, or you can sign up to my newsletter where you can get notified for my comic book that's live on Kickstarter, which it is right now. Please head to my Patreon, patreon.com/Will Robson, where you can directly support me and you can get a glimpse into the life of a comic book artist, as my brother would say.
And writer.
Yeah,
and
that's
writer.
right.
And writer. He gets really English when he says that. Comic book artist and writer. Like,
I think he does that because it used to just be comic book artist, and then when I finally landed gigs writing, he like had to add the and writer. So just follow me on social media at Robson Inc.
Robson Inc. everywhere, right? Instagram, you got a Twitter. Where else are you at besides Instagram and Twitter? You're on Facebook, I think, too, as well.
Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads,
LinkedIn. No, just kidding.
No, but I'm only I'm not active on any of them. I don't use social media at all anymore.
But you are
great.
But you are active on the Discord, which everybody should join because we're always fooling around in there. And there's lots of us, there's Will, there's Alex, there's myself, there's Scotty Hawley. Multiple people from the Batman, the Animated Series podcast universe are on there. And it's a whole lot of fun to connect and kind of talk about stuff. We share action figures, cosplay, jokes, ideas for the podcast, different stuff, Will shares art on there. A lot of good stuff he's working on. So
meals my wife has cooked for me.
Yeah, putting it into your folds. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. You plugged the Kickstarter. You plugged your Robson Inc. and everything. Am I missing anything, Will? You got speech comics.
You want to plug something, bud?
There's nothing I really can plug besides you can follow me on Kade Calvin TV on Instagram or not really on Twitter a whole lot, but you can follow me on there too. So, but I doubt anybody out there is going to want to tune into local Idaho news. So I don't know how much you
never know.
Plug.
I know.
You never know. But if you do follow me on there, you will see local Idaho news. So if you are interested in seeing me do my sportscast thing, Kade Calvin TV, I try to post on Instagram. I haven't been very good on it lately, but I try to post on there more. But we are everywhere on Batman TAS Pod, Instagram. We've got Facebook. We've got TikTok, everywhere except for the app formerly known as Twitter, which is Batman TAS Pod 1. And that is because why?
Because we are the #1 Batman, the Animated Series podcast.
That is correct. All right, I've been Kade Calvin.
And I've been Will Robson.
And remember that we are vengeance, we are the night, we are a podcast. We'll see you next time.
Toodles. Check my reality.
How do I sound, Will? Do I sound, I'm peaking around -9, -7 on my end. Does it sound too loud?
I don't know terms. I don't know what that means.
Oh, really? Well, you're looking at Audacity.
I'm always peaking on my end.
Whoa, I'm peaking every single day, baby. It's peaking in my house all night long.
I record the way I live my life, just peaking 24/7.
I guess this is the post show, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, so this isn't awkward whatsoever. This is the first time you and I are ever actually talking.
Yeah, we haven't even said hello yet. It's just been straight business.
Yeah, that's all we are, baby. We're just straight businessmen in here. Yeah, we're like, I don't know, think of a good business movie. We'll talk about that later, though, in our holes segment. But yeah, we've never actually spoken except for on Messenger, Will. So it's nice to finally, I guess, put a name to a face in a way.
Well, you watch me on the podcast, so you know my name, you know my face. And I've seen you on the podcast as well, so I know your name and face already.
I'm a little
Maybe
starstruck.
that's why we didn't say hello.
Yeah, I'm a little starstruck. You only exist in my TV, Will Robson. So,
well, I still do right now. Now, I wore my Coddles hat because I heard you say that's your favorite variant of me, so...
yeah, it's my favorite alternate skin. Like if I had a Mortal Kombat, it'd be DLC, Will Robson Cardinals Unlockable. So
the pre-order DLC.
I'm a big sports guy, as I think I've told you. I have sports anchor, sports reporter here. So anytime anybody wants to talk sports, I'm willing to do so. And I also love how it kind of bugs Alex that you have a Cardinals hat.
I think it bugs him that it suits me because I've never been able to wear a hat before. This is like the one time I finally can.
Yeah, and it's almost like he's like, who are you rooting for a baseball team? It's like, people can like things, Alex.
It's
like,
true.
Yeah. Just like you guys like
I'm watching
Batman
every
the
game.
Animated Series podcast. Yeah, there you go. You watch more baseball. You watch more pro baseball than I do. And I'm a sports anchor. So
I don't watch full games. I catch full games when they're live. I can catch them in the UK. Me and my wife watch them. But I watch the highlights every day on YouTube. I never even realized like highlights existed because I've missed so much basketball. And I watched the NBA Finals on highlights, and I was like, yes, finally, I have a quick way to like recap it without it being spoiled for me or anything. So that's I'm really happy about that. But yeah, you have definitely a sports voice. I can hear you being like top of the third for William Contreras. He's had a good day.
Just a bit outside. Yeah. I've been meaning to do a Cardinals game for you as a late birthday present, but it just hasn't worked out on my schedule because I can't. So the way local sports works is like when you do pro baseball, it's because you have nothing else locally to cover, right?
Yeah.
So I have to start with the local teams. So for us, it's the Mariners, Seattle, and the Colorado Rockies, which are just utter and complete dog shit right now. Sorry, Rockies fans. But they know the Rockies are so bad this year. So in order to show a Rockies game, it has to at least be competitive. There are some games where they've just gotten smashed, like it's a JV high school team out there. So I'd have to get those two teams in the lineup. And then, of course, I just realized I can see right through my headphones here. That's weird. And then
it's like a peek into the actual real world.
Whoa! Will, help me. No, and then I would throw in the Cardinals game, right? So
don't do any recent Cardinals games because we got fucking destroyed recently.
They were playing so good earlier in the year too. I started paying attention to them because you were talking about them. Because Cardinals aren't a team I ever really pay attention. Because one, I'm not the biggest baseball guy in the world. You know, all things said. Like I'm a Mariners supporter, but the Mariners have been bad for so long. They finally made the playoffs a couple years ago for the first time since the 9/11 happened. Like it was like 2001 the last time. I know they were the longest drought in North American sports. So it's really easy to not watch the Mariners. You know what I mean? So it's been tough. But yeah, I've been paying attention to the Cardinals ever since you started talking about them because, you know, I root for the teams that my friends root for. And we're almost friends, so I think that's fair.
Well, look, we had an amazing run like a month or so ago, just winning every single game. I think it was almost like 17 games in a row, something crazy. And then we just had so many stinkers. Everyone's so tired, lots of injuries, and then just like little games where it's like tied and then you lose it. Oh God, it's just heartbreaking.
Plus, just imagine how freaking hot it is in St. Louis, Missouri right now. Those guys are barely moving in those polyester uniforms.
I know.
You ever been to Missouri? You ever been to Missouri? No. I've been there once. It was like 2011, 2012. and not to start name dropping here, but we're going to the Harley Races wrestling camp. I think I just talked about this a little bit on the Discord. It was in Eldon, Missouri. So we either flew into Kansas City and drove to Eldon, or flew into St. Louis and drove into Eldon. I can't remember which way it was. We flew into one, flew out of the other one, right? Because Eldon is this tiny town in the middle of nowhere. So Harley Race, big time Hall of Famer, right? So that's the only time I've ever been to Missouri, and it is hot there and humid, and there's bugs flying at you that are like this big. Like you'd have to be Harley Race to be tough enough to live there, I think. But yeah, it's very flat too, but they love their sports in Missouri.
John Goodman's a huge Cardinals fan because he's from the area, and there's a couple of the celebrities as well. I will go there one day. Me and my wife, it's a goal of ours to go to see the Cardinals play. It's funny because like this, she just chose the team randomly for us to support because we decided at the beginning of the season, let's watch baseball. Because it's always on, we can catch games because we were sick of English football because the team that we support, Tottenham, just kept doing terrible. So we're like,
the Mariners of football, yeah,
yeah. Well, they did. To be fair, Tottenham did just win a European Cup, but we were like, let's switch it up. And I was like, you choose the team because at first I said, let's support the Yankees. That's who I supported growing up. That's who I used to go and see when I lived in New Jersey. She was like, I don't want to support the Yankees. And I was like, okay.
It's too easy, right? It's too easy.
So we just were watching a bunch of like preseason games, and then the Cardinals popped up, and she was like, oh my God, that logo is so cute. Those cute birds. And I was like, yeah. And then like we started to notice that like the Cardinals team itself is full of like handsome men, like Nicholas, like big fat Tash is pitching, Donovan a hitter, Gorman, Burleson, like there's a bunch of like good looking dudes on the team. So she was like, we're going to support the handsome team with the cute birds. And I'm glad we did because honestly, I think that like the team is actually quite excellent. And I have high hopes that we will get to the playoffs and everything. We'll see. But I'm happy to be supporting them. That's for sure.
Also, a lot of history with the Cardinals. You know, they've had some big-time players there. I don't know how much of a sports historian you've tried to become since starting to root for. So, I mean, you got to go back and look at Mark McGwire because it's a big steroid controversy, but that saved baseball in a lot of ways because baseball was a dead sport almost. So the Mark McGwire home run to break the record, and he was a Cardinal, like saved the sport of baseball. So that's why when people, because baseball has a lot of people who are like, nobody's bigger than the game. Anybody who cheats doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. They have a lot of people who are just like baseball snobs, I guess. You know what I mean? But to me, I've never worried about that kind of stuff. So, I mean, as long as everybody's on the same level, it kind of doesn't matter. Well, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, I get that. The other big thing with the team is that their nickname is the Lou because it's St. Louis. And my nickname, for my wife is Lou. She calls me Lester, and I call her Lou. So when we saw the Lou, we were like, "Oh my God, this is the team." Yeah.
Perfection. And another thing for some more Kade Calvin lore, my grandma is actually from that area, Missouri.
Oh yeah.
Or she called it Missouri because that's how they talk there. Yeah, she's
Missouri. I hardly know her.
She's a Mason-Dixon liner is what she called herself, right on the Mason-Dixon line. She's like, yeah, we came from Missouri, baby, and we went to Washington State. We never left. So I'm from Washington State. Her and my grandpa are from Missouri, though. So there's some ties there for me as well. So maybe I should be a Cardinals fan. You're selling me.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. I'm gonna go. Bust the hat I do love the colors of that hat. I've always been a big brown tan guy lately. I don't know why. I think it's once you get into your 30s, you start looking browns and tans. You know what I mean?
Like,
it's weird, right?
My whole studio office, I've made all browns and tans, and like I love it.
What is it?
I'm an autumnal complexion, so like it's just like this suits like this. So that's why I wear it.
It does go with the red and the orange and everything. And when I grow out facial hair, so I'm half Central American, half like just pure white person, basically. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like Northern England. If I look it up, I can't remember.
Did you just say normal?
Northern.
Oh, I thought you were Northern. Like, I'm Central America, half Central American, half normal.
No, Northern England.
Kade Calvin canceled in his second appearance
for talking about my own ethnicity.
Yeah. That's right.
What a magical way to do it. I grow in orange facial hair, much like yourself. The couple times I've tried to grow a beard, it just comes in orange. Doesn't look as good as yours because I don't know how to grow a beard.
Thank you. Well, this is how I grow a beard. Doing it
The same exact way he responds to Alex Robson's jokes.
Yeah,
ladies
here's
and
me
gentlemen.
growing a beard. There you go.
We need to just do a fake. I'll do a fake video file, and it'll just be us both going. That I upload to Alex, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I just replay it a bunch of times.
I think we got on for long enough. Let's end the show / start the show, shall we?
All right. So how do we end the show? Do we just say thanks for watching the show that we're about to do?
See ya.
Okay,
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Bye.